How to create a landing page in Shopify without using apps. There are many apps that can help you build landing pages, but they all come with a fee and they all introduce performance issues into your website. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the blocks of the New Horizon theme in order to build beautiful landing pages that perform well and that actually convert. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and let's jump right into it. This is the landing page we are going to build. This is a landing page created to promote this product. Usually when you create a landing page, you have a reason behind it. You either want to promote a product, a collection, you may want to gather emails for a sale, a waiting list, and so on. So you would want to create landing pages like this that have multiple sections, and you may also want to have a simpler navigation. As you can see, we have this simple navigation with back to the site and just the cart here, and then at the bottom we're going to have back to the top, and that's it. We don't have other links because we don't want customers to wander around to other products, to other collections. We just want them to focus on this product alone. So you're going to use this landing page whenever you are driving traffic, for example, because you want to have sections on this landing page that answer customer questions, customer concerns, and so on. You want to add sections that feature this product in different ways, and you have different angles. There are a lot of apps that can help you build landing pages like this, but as I said, the performance will be affected. No matter the app, all apps have assets that will have to load up and they will slow down your store. And I think that with the New Horizon theme, we can now build landing pages because the Horizon theme has these blocks that we can use all over. I mean, you could build a landing page in the Dawn theme as well, but I am going to build it now on the Horizon theme. I'm going to show you how you can achieve this header at the top that has this cart icon. Whenever you add products to the cart, you're going to have here the cart and the number of items you have inside the cart. You can open the cart and you don't have to go to the cart page. You don't have to see the store again. So whenever you send traffic, let's say that from an ad, the customer will get here and they will look at this page and they will not have a lot of options to go away. I mean, the only way they could go on another page is by clicking this button here at the top, back to site. And if they click that, they will get to the main site and then every other item will be displayed there and you're going to have the normal navigation and everything. But on that particular page, you don't have a navigation, you just have a cart, and the customer will be able to concentrate on this product and adding it to the cart and then checking out with it, and that's it. So let's go and let's rebuild this page. I'm going to go here and I'm going to make another copy of this product. This was the original product, and if I look at it, it looks like this. This is the standard page. We have the images at the top. We have the product element. And then at the bottom, we have other items on the store and so on. Normal stuff. So we want to just keep this product element and we want to hide the navigation at the top. I mean, if you want to, you can leave it on if you think this will work with the navigation at the top, but usually you should make your customer focus on the product that you want him to focus on. Let's say you send traffic from an ad to this product, the customer lands on this page, they read the description, they go lower and then they find a different product, they click on that and then you lost them. You probably are sending qualified traffic for that particular product, and if they go to a different product or a different page, they may get distracted and you don't want to do that. And in order to prevent it, we want to build another product template, which will look something like this. So in order to do that, I'm going to make a copy of this product again. So I'm going to copy this product here and I'm going to create a new template for that. So I'm going to duplicate this. And at the end, I'm going to say here sale. So this is going to be my new product. I'm going to set it as active after saving. So I'm going to just duplicate it and the product will be duplicated inside my catalog. And now here we have the templates. And as you can see, we have two templates, the default template, which was the normal template that a product would use. And this one is the example I created, this one over here. And I want to create another template named sale. Obviously, if you have a particular sale, you can name it so that you can recognize it. And in order to create that template, you're going to go to the customizer here on the online store I'm going to open it in a new tab so that I have everything opened in different tabs. And I'm going to go to customize, and inside customize here, I'm going to go to products. So if you would have maybe an email collection landing page where you just have an email form, then you can create this with a page template. So you can create a new page template and work on a page template. But because we have product elements, I'm going to make a new product template, and I'm going to go to products over here and create template at the bottom. I'm going to click on create template, and I'm going to name this sale, and I'm going to create that. And now I have a sale template, which is based on the default template. And if I go to my product page here, I might not see it if I don't refresh the page. This is the sale version, and if I go here, I don't see it, but if I refresh, the new template will appear here, and I'm going to select it. This is the only product that uses this template. So if you assign this template to multiple products, they will all inherit the settings that you're going to add on this template. So I'm going to assign it just to this one, and I'm going to save. And now if I go and I preview that product, is going to look something like this. So it looks normal because it's a copy of the default template. So the first thing I want to do is to actually go ahead and get rid of the announcement bar and the navigation at the top. And I want to get rid of the footer, and I want to get rid of this related products section. Now, in order to get rid of the footer and the header, I will have to add some code to my theme.liquid because we don't have settings to hide these. If I go to customize here, I have a setting for hiding the bar here and hiding the header and the footer. But if I do that in here, the header and the footer will disappear completely on all the pages, and I don't want to do that. Instead, I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on edit code, and I'm going to go to my theme.liquid file, which is in the new editor I know everyone is excited about. And inside here, I'm going to search for theme.liquid, and inside the file, and by the way, to search for a file like that, you just press Command and P or Control and P, and then you're going to get this bar at the top. And inside the file, you're going to go at the end of the head tag. So this one over here, and you will have to paste this code here. So this one over here. And I'm going to explain what this code does. So first, everything is wrapped in this if template suffix is example, and then end if, and inside we have a style tag, which will hide the header and will hide the footer. And it will hide these only on the template example. So in my case, my first page that I've made, this one over here, is created using a template named example. If I go to products here, we can see that I have example template and sale template. And now I have this code running on the example template. And if I want to run this code also on the sale template, we can add one more rule in there. So I'm going to add or template suffix equals sale. This is the suffix of the template now. So if I save that, if I go here, this is the template. So this is the suffix. And then if I go to the page, we don't have a footer or a header anymore. We have the product section up until the top. And then at the bottom, we have the reviews. We don't have a header. We don't have a footer. So that's that. You just have to add this at the end of your head tag. So make sure that you have the suffix of your template or the name of your template. In my case, I have 2. You don't need 2 if you just have 1. Or if you have 3, you can add another or and then add multiple templates in there. And this code will only run on those pages. And you have here the header group, which is going to get visibility hidden and then height 0. And then we have a display none for the footer. And that's it. So now we don't have a footer, we don't have a header, but we have to make sure that we add a simple navigation like this so the customer can go to the main site if they wish so. Okay, now we have a copy of this product created for that landing page, but we have a problem. Now the product is active and it is visible on the site. So if I go to the site, to the collection where this original original product was, I can find the copy in there as well. I mean, this one is the copy, and we don't want that because if customers land on this product, they won't have navigation, and that's not a nice user experience. All we have to do is go back to the products and hide that product. So I'm going to go to this one over here, and I'm going to remove it from the collection. It is, if you have multiple collections in here, you can remove the collections like that. And now the copy product is gone, but you also need to hide this product from search, because if someone clicks here and searches for dissolve, they will get the product in here. The product is available again, they can get to it, and then there is no navigation. And in order to hide a product from search, you're going to do the following trick. You're going to go to a new tab and you're going to paste this link in, and you're going to find the link in the description for the tutorial file. And inside this link over here, all you have to do is replace this with the handle of your store. And my store has this handle here, bloom and thread. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go back and replace this here store handle, and I'm going to paste it. So it's going to be replaced like that. And now if I hit enter, I'm going to see a dashboard, and in here you're going to see all the products you have on your catalog, and you'll have to search for the product you want to hide. For example, this one here. As you can see, I have the example product that I showed you earlier, also marked as hidden. This is the hidden meta field, and to actually hide it, you will have to go to this one that you want to hide, and you're gonna add a 1 in there, and then you're going to save. And after doing this, you give it a couple of moments, and then you can search again. So I'm going to refresh now the page, and I'm going to search again for dissolve. And as you can see, that product is not showing anymore. I just have the old product in here, so everything's fine now. We can go ahead and work on our landing page because that product is not visible at the moment. So we have our product over here. I can preview it. It looks like this right now. I would want to add that bar at the top and at the bottom. And to do that, I'm going to go to the customizer, and in here, I'm going to click on customize, and I'm going to navigate to my product template. So I'm going to go to products, and I'm going to select the sale template. And this is it. So I have my template here. So this is how my product page looks right now. And I'm going to remove this section over here because I don't want people to go to other product pages from this page. I'm going to just remove the featured collection section. And all I have now left is the product details and the reviews at the bottom. Okay, so what I would want to do next is to go ahead and add that navigation at the top. So to do that, I'm going to add a new section over here. So we have the product information section, which is this one, and I closed it up. We're going to look at it later. And then underneath we have this section, which is the review widget. So I'm going to rename that because we can rename sections now. I want to stay organized, and I'm going to add here a review section so that I know what that section is. So we have here review section and product information. What I want to do is go ahead at the top and add a custom section, which is down below here, custom section. And this will come up quite tall. I want to go and add inside it one button. I'm going to add that button over there. And then I'm going to select the height of the section itself. So I'm going to say the height is auto, and that means that it will take the height of whatever is inside it. And I'm going to also select the color scheme yellow. And now I'm going to go back to the button, and I'm going to select the secondary. And yeah, now we have the shop now button, and I'm going to rename that to back to site. You can add in there whatever you want, and as a link I'm going to just add a slash, and this will ensure that we are going to be sent to the home page. If you want them to go to the collection page, for example, you can add the link in there. Now, if after click you want to open the home page in a new tab, and this is recommended actually, you should turn this on, and now we have the bar with the back to site ready. So if I save this and I go and I refresh the page, I'm going to have the bar at the top. And if I go and I click on it, I'm going to have a new tab with my home page, and that is great. I'm going to close that. Now, because this is a product page and we will have products added to cart, if for example, I click now on add to cart, I can see the product going to cart, but I have no way to get to the cart. And in order to solve that, we're going to add here the cart icon that will be a toggle for opening the sidecart. And by the way, you will have to turn on the sidecart for this to work. So I'm going to go back here to my section. We have the custom section, which I can rename now to top navigation, and I'm going to go back out. So this is the top navigation, and I'm going to save. Now inside the top navigation, I'm going to add one more block after the button, and I'm going to go to liquid, or I can search for it. So liquid, custom liquid. And I'm going to add some custom code in here. Again, you're going to find all the indications in the tutorial file that you're going to find in the description of this video. I'm going to paste in there my custom code. And after adding the code, you can already see the icon there, the cart icon. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go back. I can also rename this to cart icon so that I know what that block contains, and I can save this too. And now I can go back out of that section. So we have the top navigation that has these two elements. Now I can go and I can select here horizontal, and then alignment space between. This will space them out. And if I save and if I refresh the page, I'm going to have now the back to site link here on the left and the cart icon right here. If I go and I add products to cart, they will show up in there. Now we can go ahead and add products to cart. Let's say I want to get 3 of these and 1 of this other one. I can open the side cart. I can remove some of the items in the cart, and everything works fine. I can go to checkout directly. All well. Okay, now we have the top bar. I would also want to add at the bottom another bar that says back to top. And whenever I click on back to top, I want to send the customers back to the product actually, not to the top of the site, because I also have this hero here, which by the way, if I click, I'm also sent here to the product. And I'm going to show you how you can achieve that. First, let's add the bar at the bottom. I'm going to go here and I'm going to duplicate this navigation here, the top navigation. I'm going to click it and I'm going to go here to the 3 dots and click on duplicate. And now I'm going to have 2 of them on the page, and I'm going to transform this to the bottom navigation. So I'm going to rename this to bottom, and I'm going to go out of it. And in here, I'm going to remove the cart icon, and I'm going to click on the button. And instead of this slash here, I would want to have the following link, a £, and buy. This would be my ID, and I'm going to select it by clicking here. If you don't click here, if I click out, it's not going to save. So I want to click that link, so pound and buy, then here at the top, click it, and then it's going to get selected. Then you're going to save, and you're going to see what this does a bit later. So now if I go and I preview my page, at the bottom here, I'm going to have that bar, but it's not visible because of this Shopify bar. So if I hide that, here at the bottom, we're going to have a yellow bar. I want to make this black, so I'm going to click on it and I'm going to change the color schema, and I'm going to make it black. I'm going to save that. And now I'm going to have my bottom navigation. And if I click this button, nothing should happen, but actually it opens a new tab because it has that open in a new tab option. I'm going to go and I'm going to change that to don't open in a new tab, and I'm going to save. So now if I click on the bottom here, nothing happens, and that's going to change in a second. I'm going to add a new section on top of this section over here, the product details section. So I'm going to go to the product information on top of the product information. So I'm going to close this one. On top here, I'm going to add a new section. I'm going to add some liquid again, so custom liquid. And inside the custom liquid, I'm going to open that up and I'm going to add in here a div, and I'm going to close it. And inside this first tag, I'm going to add ID equals to buy, and that's it. So this is the code you should add in this custom liquid. I'm going to also rename it product anchor. Once that's done, I'm going to save. So what happens is now this section over here contains this div, which has this ID. And because this is on top of the product information section and it doesn't have a height, it doesn't have any element inside it, it just has that ID. Whenever someone goes and they click on this back to top button, they will be sent to that div, which is empty, and it's right above the product information section. That makes the product information section to come into view. So whenever someone clicks on back to top, they will be sent to the product, which is near the top of the page. Okay, now we have the top simplified navigation and the bottom bar. Next would be to add a hero. And to do that, you're gonna go back to the customizer, and that's pretty easy to add. So top navigation, and in between the top navigation and the product anchor, we're gonna add a hero, and we're gonna populate that hero with our image. First, I'm gonna click on the section itself, and I'm going to add in there some images. I have some images that were created with GPT, and I'm just gonna adjust the text on the left. So alignment left. Then I'm going to adjust these gaps here to make them smaller. I'm going to remove this gap here. Now the text will be near to each other. This one seems to have a little bit of space, and it is a margin at the bottom, which I can reduce. It's really easy to work with these blocks because they have all the settings we need. So now I'm going to use the same text like in here. I'm gonna copy that, and this one also is a little bit too big. You can adjust the font sizes. So I'm going to just replace the text, and I'm going to go here to typography, and I'm going to select custom, and I'm going to select a font size that I like, maybe 48. This is also big, 48 it is. Then I can go here to the other one, and this one also has the same setting. So you have typography here. You can go to custom and select the size you want. I think 20 looks good. Then we can go to the shop button. I'm gonna click on it, and then in here, instead of sending people to all products, I'm going to again add that pound and buy ID, and this will scroll the page to the product. So I'm gonna save that, and underneath I can see the product image is really near the hero, so I would want to add a little bit of spacing there. I'm gonna click on the product information section, and I'm gonna add a little bit of padding at the top, maybe 8-9 pixels. That will separate the sections a little bit, and if I save that, this is the result. We have now the banner there as well, and then we have the product section. Now let's go back and let's preview this page on mobile. I'm going to preview it like this, and as you can see, it doesn't look that great. So I'm gonna go here to the top navigation again, and all I have to do to make this work on mobile is to uncheck this. So I'm going to leave it as horizontal for mobile instead of vertical. This fixes this. Now the hero is a little bit tall, so I want to make this smaller, and I have to just change this setting over here to medium. So I'm going to save that, and now things look much better on mobile. Now let's change this text as well, and that's it. So I'm gonna go back to desktop, and I find that this image gallery looks better with two images side by side without having this big one in the beginning. So I'm going to click on product media, and I'm going to deselect this option right here, and that will display two images side by side. I find that this looks a little bit better. What I want to also do is move this images with the person above so that we have some lifestyle images right in the beginning. I'm going to go back to the product page. So I'm going to open the dashboard. I'm going to go to products, and inside this sale product, I'm going to move this two images in the beginning, maybe this one also, and this right after. Then I'm going to save, and this should make things a little bit better. So now if I refresh the page, I'm gonna get the right images right in the beginning, and that looks much nicer. Now you'll have to make sure you have all the details on your product. So if you have reviews, that looks great. This is a product that has reviews. It has the reviews here, and then it has the reviews at the bottom. Social proof is very important on any landing page and product page, People are really going through reviews before they are deciding to buy something. And I'm using here Judge Me, which is an app that allows you to import reviews. If you, for example, have reviews from friends, from family that have been using your product, you can upload a CSV file that contains all those reviews, and they can be displayed with a star badge at the top like this and with a review section at the bottom. And again, I cannot stress this enough. Reviews are really important. Don't skip them. Add as many reviews as you have. And if you have images, that is even better. Then we have ingredients. If you have details, for example, like ingredients, you can add them in one of these accordion style tabs like this. Let me change the other one. Now I have details. If I go to my product information section, I have here accordion at the bottom. In order to add one of these, you just have to add a block and you can just start from there. Now I have it here. I can open that. I have 2 tabs and one of them is details. I can go ahead and change the name to ingredients. Then I can save. Now I can go to the answer, which is inside. So this is the answer. I can add my ingredients in there. So let me copy them from here. Because this template is used just by this product, you can just add text in here and this is all you have to do. But if you have multiple landing pages or multiple products that use the ingredients tab, you can connect a meta field and have the ingredients added on a meta field on each of the products that have them and then connect them in here and you'll be good to go. In this case, I'm just going to add them on the theme and I'm going to save. And this is my landing page so far. We have the hero, which sends us to the product. We have the details for the product. We have the variants, the description, this section with the icons. We have ingredients now with ingredients inside. You have the shipping and returns. We can start adding more sections at the bottom. And this is really easy on the Horizon theme or on all the Horizon theme based themes like this one that I'm on right now. This is actually the Thinker version of the Horizon theme, but this will actually work on all the Horizon based themes. So in my original example, I have added this image with text section. Let's add that. Right under the product information section, I'm going to scroll down to storytelling and I'm going to add an editorial, which is this one over here. Once that's added, I'm going to replace the media and I'm going to upload in here my image. You can upload images that you already have, or you can go to ChatGPT and generate some images or any other AI image generator. I'm going to select this one over here and that's going to get populated. You can change settings on it. I'm going to change the color scheme. I'm going to go to editorial, change the color scheme to this. I also increase the size of this font and you can do that really easy. But I want to change this one over here. So I'm going to go to typography and custom and I'm going to make it 20 pixels. I think that's it. Then I can go back out and I can go to the editorial section and I want to make the height a large to make it a little bit taller. Now I can go to the button and I can change the button to secondary depending on what settings you have on your theme. You can have different colors in here. So I'm going to save that. These are the color schemes that the Thinker theme has. So if I refresh the page now, I have the section added here at the bottom. Then I can go ahead and add multiple sections that will answer customer questions. In this case, I've added this multi-column section. And what I did there is actually a trick. I went here after the editorial section and I chose this section over here, icons with text. Then underneath, I went inside the section and I removed the icons completely. And instead, I've added an image like that. This is the beauty of working with Horizon. Now you can actually go and combine the sections or the blocks into new sections, new advanced sections. And now we have a multi-column section that we can populate with images. Let's add some images in there. So you can select that and we can make the images be always square. So I'm going to select here aspect ratio to square. And then the next one, same thing. I'm going to select an image like this one, for example, then make that square as well. Then third one, let's say we add this one over here. We have a multi-column section. Let's see how that looks like. Here it is. And whenever you're adding sections to your landing page, you want to make sure that you have call to action buttons like this one over here. And you want to make sure that your call to action buttons are focusing on the conversion that you aim for. So in my case, if I click on this button here, I'm going to be sent to the collection page. And this is not in my advantage. What I have to do is go and change this button as well to that ID that I have. So instead of sending people to the collection page, I want to direct them to this ID buy, and whenever they will click on that button, they will be sent back to the product part of my landing page. So if I go here now and I click on shop now, I'm going to be sent back up to the product here, which is what I want the customer to see. And the same with this section over here. After we have all this space, scroll down, we want the customer to still have a button so that they can click and they can go back up to where they can actually purchase the product. So don't have large sections without a call to action button. In this case, I'm going to just add one call to action button here at the bottom. And to add that, I'm going to go back here in my customizer at the bottom of the icons with text section. To add a button here, I am going to go to the icons with text section. We can actually rename this to images with text so that we know what the section is. Images with text. We can go back out of the section and we have here 3 groups, and we can add here at the bottom one more button. So I'm going to add the button there, and here's the button showing here on the side. We don't want that. We want the button to be at the bottom, and in order to get that, we're going to have to add these 3 groups inside another group. So I'm going to add one more group in there. I'm going to look for group, and in the first group, I'm going to move all of these. So the images with text that I already had. So the main section contains now 2 elements, the group, which is the entire thing, all the images, and the button, which is at the bottom. And now they are shown vertically. One is at the top and the other one is at the bottom. And the group itself is horizontally shown like that. And now to have the button show in the center of the section right here, I'm going to go to the parent section again and look at alignment. It should be center. And now the button should go to center. And now I can go to the button and I can change the URL. I can say #buy and select that. I'm going to save. And now if you want to make it a little bit wider, you can change the desktop width to custom, and you can reduce that to something that you like. I think 40% can look good. Yeah. And I kind of like that, so I'm gonna save it. I think that works fine. So if I go to shop now, I'm gonna be sent back to the product and so on. Okay, what I had more on the original example is the FAQ section, which is really, really easy to add. So I'm gonna add that right now. At the bottom here, where we have the review section, underneath the review section, usually you can go and you can add an FAQ section, which is already done. So you just can add it there. Then you can customize the questions, customize the answers, and you're good to go. So if I save that, now I have also the FAQ section at the bottom, and we are kind of done with this landing page. Of course, you can go ahead and you can combine the elements that Horizon theme has into unique looking landing pages that first of all perform well because you don't have an app behind it. It is just the Horizon theme. And then you don't have to pay anything for this because this is included in Shopify. You just have to come up with visuals. You can get inspired online and you can build your landing pages directly on your Shopify theme. If you're a more advanced user, you may want to A/B test your layouts in order to see what converts better. If you want me to make another video about what sections and when to add them on a landing page, leave me a comment, and I think you'll want to see this video next. Click it and I'll see you there.